Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 130 for Tuesday, the 26th of July 2022. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby 360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
Coming live from the man cave, Mr. Peebs.
And Sensei Switch. And
that's it. We were meant to have Alex this evening, but he's gone AWOL, so... he won't be joining us this evening by the looks thing, but Mr. Peebs is here for a change. Hasn't been on for a little while, and obviously Darren's here. Mr. Consistency, we're going to start calling you now.
Cares about
that. Which is awesome. Yeah. So, been a little bit of a busy gaming week, which has been quite nice. So, I'm guessing we should just get straight into it, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we're going to do it similar to the last few weeks, where we just take it in turn. Instead of taking it in turns, talking about like 10 games in a row each, we're going to do like one game each and go around until Darren runs out of games first, as he usually does.
Pretty quick,
yeah. But the first game I want to talk about is Sniper Elite 5. Which I've been playing co-op with Peebs this week, which has been quite good.
Yes, we managed to get in.
Yeah, so we managed to, because we've been wanting to, we started playing it when it came out, and then times haven't matched up for gaming for quite a while. And then Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, wasn't it? We rinsed through like 3 levels. And they're not short levels either, so we put quite a bit of time into it, and we had a really good time going around the levels. We got all the collectibles. Had Peebs watching the Chivo haul videos, Macca's guides to get all the collectibles on the maps while I was running around.
Is it the similar thing of like what they used to be like in the zombie armies, like shooting the wine bottle that's hidden in the stage and things like that?
No, so in this one there is... some gargoyles. Oh, no, they're not gargoyles, are they? They're these birds. Yeah. So it's usually like 3 hidden birds on the levels in random places, but then there's different collectibles to get as well. So like manuscripts, like hidden items, like I don't know, like a compass or something. There's quite a few though. There's normally about 20, just over 20 collectibles per level, and the levels are quite big. Even though, Peebs, I did mention while we were playing that I noticed that the beginning, like when you start playing the game, the first few levels are absolutely massive, and then they start getting a little bit smaller the further, like the more like the later levels are smaller.
Yeah,
but it's still a really good game for co-op. I mean, well, what I'm really enjoying about it as well is it's cross-play as well between PC and Xbox on Game Pass. So now I've got a decent PC again. I've been playing it on my PC cross-play with Peebs has been playing it on the Xbox.
It seems to work pretty seamlessly, doesn't it? I've had a few glitches, but nothing too major. But it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Some of the graphics on the levels look stunning, really, like the oceans and the mountains and the buildings and stuff, and like I say, quite a lot of collectibles. I mean, it's been taking us roughly about an hour to do each mission, but that is searching for collectibles. You could probably knock 15-20 minutes off for that if you're not doing collectibles, if you're not bothered about the collectibles. But then obviously we're trying to go around stealthily, aren't we? Because it's meant to be played stealthily. We always start off with good intentions, don't we, to be stealthily, but then one of us will make a noise and then that's it. It's a bit more like a COD then, not running and gunning. And then we just end up wiping it. We do the missions, kill most of the enemies on the map and then go around hunting for the last few collectibles that we might have missed.
Yeah.
That's the way we've been doing it so far. But yeah, we managed to smash out about 4 levels, didn't we? I think we've only got 1 left.
Yeah, we have. We've only got 1 more left, but... And then we're done. It has been a little bit stingy on the Chivos, though, to be fair.
I think we're going to give a load out when we actually complete it, though.
Yeah, I think it will do.
Chivo for each section of collectibles and then for completing the game. So I think we're going to get a few more.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a really good co-op experience, though, to be honest, because the maps are quite large, and you're kind of open to do the objectives, in a variety of ways. Like you could be sneaky or going full guns blazing, to a degree. It just makes it, I don't know, it just makes it more fun. It just has that element of you don't know how it's going to go. The only annoying thing about Sniper Elite 5, though, is the bloody tanks. They're a pain in the arse to take down, and they can kill you quite quickly.
As well.
What'd you say, mate?
We're playing it on casual as well.
yeah. We're playing
on
noobs.
the hardest setting. You pretty much have to do the whole thing stealthily. You're not going to get run and go.
Yeah. But it does remind me of Metal Gear Solid, because you can take the enemies out silently, pick them up and hide them, crawl through the grass and stuff like that. So, in that respect, I think it's a really good game. It's a lot of fun. I'm tempted to pick up the DLC as well once we finished it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I am. I don't think it's overly expensive, because I think was it only one more level? Or
yeah, it is. Yeah. You get to go and kill Hitler.
Yeah.
You do that in every sniper game, I think. It's always usually like a DLC, isn't it? Option.
Yeah. Well, since you've got the game, it's on Game Pass, so technically you've only paid for it in your subscription. So give it a little, paying a $5 for a bit of DLC, it's not going to break the bank, is it? And you feel like you're giving a bit back to the developers as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so as I say, it's a really good co-op experience. Obviously, you can play it single player. I think it would be quite a good game to play, either single player or co-op. But obviously, with the co-op, it's that added element of having someone to, or just the banter, but someone to have you back as well, who can revive you and stuff. So, yeah, fantastic game, man. I wholeheartedly recommend it. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, because I think once I've completed it with you, Webby, I think I might try and play through it again, just to mop up some achievements and try and do it stealthily and if you're on your own type thing. So yeah, I think it's got quite a bit of replayability as well. So and there is multiplayer, which I have dabbled in a little, but it is quite obviously stealthily and quite hard, I find.
Yeah. Cool.
But it seems to be a lot of people still playing it online on multiplayer. Because when I was waiting for you to download it the other day, I had a couple of goes on the multiplayer, and all the lobbies were still full. So
no, that's really good. Nice. Yeah. Excellent, mate. Excellent. So that's Sniper Elite 5. What have you been playing, Peebs? What games on your list?
I've been playing quite a bit. We'll go with sort of the main games.
We're doing one game each. Remember, round robin.
Don't worry, I haven't forgot. Well, I know I've been saying for a little while I've been wanting to pick up the Lego Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And I didn't when it came out because I had other things on the go and stuff. I thought, well, I'll wait for it. And I noticed it has been gaining sales from time to time. Not a great deal off, but they've been knocking like 5-10 quids off it. So I went to buy it the other week and it come off the sales. Well, I'll leave it for a bit because the Bing points were stacking up and I wanted to use them. But it came in sale this week. I think they knocked 25% off. I think it was going for about 35 quid, I think. So, and I had Bing points stacked. So, using the Bing points, I ended up paying about 10 quid towards it. So, downloaded that. But I've been saying in our chat, I didn't realise, for anyone who didn't know, that the Bing points, once redeemed and they're on your Xbox account, you only get 90 days to use them. So, what I was doing, I had the auto redeem on. So, every time I got to 5,500 Bing points, at the end of every month, they would automatically redeem and go onto my Xbox account. So they were set on my Xbox account. After 90 days, they just disappear. So I had about 15 quid's worth sat on my Xbox account, and they went, which was annoying, very annoying. So now I've turned the auto redeem off. The only reason I had the auto redeem on in the first place is because you do get a slightly better rate when you auto redeem them.
Yeah, but that's why you get the better rate, because they want you to spend them quickly, right?
Yeah, quickly, yeah. So what I've done now is obviously keep them in your obviously keep them on your actual Bing account, but don't redeem them until you're actually physically going to spend them. Otherwise, otherwise 90 days to spend them or they'll disappear. I don't know why they do that, but it's annoying. But anyway, like we were talking the other day, you don't take long to build them back up again if you're doing special things. I don't want to bore people with Bing points because we have talked about them quite a lot, but it's just they are, because it did bring me on to another thing. I don't know if you mentioned it the last week. PlayStation are going to start doing something similar.
Yeah, we did mention that. Yeah,
because they're going to do a rewards type scheme. I don't exactly know how they're going to do it.
I don't think it's going to be as rewarding as Xbox ones because I think it's going to be similar to the Xbox rewards on the actual console.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I suppose they haven't got their own search engine and stuff, so there's not many things to integrate it with, is it? I guess.
No, there isn't. No.
No, I'm guessing it'll be. Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be done on the similar. It'll be done on sort of lines on how many years you've been a member and continuous membership and games bought on the PlayStation Store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine it to be. But anyway, back to Lego Star Wars. Haven't played too much of it because I've got a lot of stuff on the go at the minute, which has been a bit of a pain because when you're always whinging for something to play, I've got too much to play at the minute.
Yeah.
All these game passes and the PlayStation equivalent now is just causing more of a problem. I mean, you shouldn't be moaning about it. Got too much to play because it's better than not having anything, I guess. But yeah, so Lego Star Wars. Only played a couple of missions. Obviously, big Star Wars fan, so really liking it, the music and everything, and the characters and stuff. But I did say in the Discord, it does seem a bit overwhelming. There just seems to be a lot on there, and people were taking the piss, saying, "Oh, it's just a Lego game," But I just found it quite overwhelming. There just seems so many areas to go and do, and maps and things to collect. But like I say, I've not played too much, so I plan on putting a bit more time and effort into that, making it my main game, and try and get it all done. But I made a bit of a boo boo because I think you can play when you start. You can play. Not all of the levels are unlocked, but I think the first of the prequels is unlocked.
Yeah.
And then the first of the originals is unlocked.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, what order should I play them in? And I ended up putting A New Hope on, which is technically the fourth film, when I really should have done it in started from the first prequel and did them all 9 in order. I suppose I could go back and restart it because I haven't gone too far, but from what I'm played of it, I'm liking it. It looks like there's a lot in that game. It's going to take quite a while.
There is, yeah.
And like with all Lego games, they're designed for multiple playthroughs because there's areas you can't access until you've unlocked certain characters and stuff. So a lot of playability there. So yeah, I plan on getting into that. Have you played that one?
Yeah, so I've played it on the Switch while I was in Australia, and on the plane as well. And Marcus has played probably more of it than me as well. Both of us really, really like it. We played some couch co-op as well on it. I think it. No, I haven't finished it yet. We haven't actually played it for a little while, to be honest. Just kind of fell off it, to be honest. But yeah, I like the way it's laid out. You can choose, which movie in essence to start off at, right? And then it's just the music and the way it follows very closely to the movies as well, but in its comical Lego way.
Yeah,
I really like that, but there is a lot of.
I still find it weird they added voices.
Oh, well, I think the voices work quite well in this.
I just remember it being sort of part of the sort of charm. They do it with expressions and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Switch, actually, because I did. Although I'd forgotten that the originals never used voices, yeah, and this one does have voices. Yeah, I thought there was something a little bit odd in the voices. Yeah, because I did play a lot of Lego games back in the day when the kids were at home, and we played them all. And yeah, like you say, it had a bit of a charm that they didn't really speak. But I guess it's evolved. It's
well, they can use iconic lines and stuff now as well.
Yeah,
etc.
Cool, man. All right, shall we move on to Darren?
Yeah.
Well, not a great deal whatsoever this week. I mean, for 2 days of the week, I played the classic the floor like a dead fish. Because that Monday and Tuesday was just so uncomfortable.
Oh,
I just didn't want to game or do anything. I was just like, oh.
It's been so hot, hasn't it?
It was just amazing that couple of like changing degrees, and then the wind turns into like leaving an oven door open almost. You're like,
yeah,
God.
yeah. Because I had fans on. I was working from home, and it was just felt like I was just having hot air pushed onto me, and it was just awful. And it just made me laugh because our WhatsApp group is the Aussies and the Americans in there who their part of the world gets that sort of temperature all the time, and they're laughing like, "Oh, it's the standard here, but we've got aircon." Ha ha ha! And I was like, "You fuckers,"
Your homes aren't built like to keep heat in.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, whereas here it's just, it's awful. Yeah. So
yeah, not a great deal. Just sort of dipped in and out of a few sort of pick up and play games over that time.
Yeah.
While getting a few other things done. Yeah.
We'll pick up
I
and play
haven't
games.
really settled in and really played anything like extensively. Just like DNF Duel.
Yeah.
Mainly hopping on that and doing a couple of games. Yeah. Literally pretty poor. I mean, I've had Vermintide, but I just haven't felt like playing it because, like, where I've been enjoying gaming in little spurts, like sometimes the levels and that can take half an hour or more, depending, because they do go on a bit.
Yeah.
And you sort of like sit there and 10, 15 minutes in, you start getting hot, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. It's just, when you get that hot, you just don't want to do anything, do you? You just like, ugh. Just kill it. You're just burning energy.
Get to watch stuff.
Yeah.
That's about all you really want to do. But then sometimes you'll be sitting there and you're like, do I watch something? Because if the TV's going to be pumping out heat as well. So the other option is to sit here in the dark with my thoughts.
We just get kegs on the whole town.
Yeah, I think one of the horrible nights, I just watched stuff on my phone.
See, like, I mean, I've never known anything like it where it was so hot. I actually had cold showers, like actually proper cold showers. I've never ever had a cold shower in my life until this past week, and I enjoyed it. And then I was going to bed with ice packs, putting ice packs in my pillowcase just to keep cool. Oh my goodness, yeah, it was just absolutely insane. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, my little dog didn't know what to do with himself. Just kept getting up and just couldn't get. It was so hot.
Yeah.
Kept us up all night.
You should just pour the cold bucket of water over him.
I'm not going to sleep anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that literally it from you, Darren? That's a super quick one from you, mate.
Mostly, yeah. I mean, there's probably a few other bits, like Fortnite I was just playing earlier on, but it's just Fortnite and that, like Save the World stuff.
Oh, mate. All right, well, I'm
with a friend playing it.
All right, I'm going to move on to my next game then. Let me just... Hang on a second.
You trying to remember what it was?
No, my little boy's just talking to me in the background.
Fair enough.
Love you, mate. No night, sweet dreams. I played quite a lot of games, but I'm just trying to... Yes. The Quarry.
The Quarry.
Quarry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving the Quarry. So I know I think I talked about it last week. We've only got 2 chapters to go now, which is fantastic. And we've only lost, as far as we're aware, only 1 character has died so far. So
how many are there? How many characters are there then?
6 or 8.
8 characters, because we've all got 2 each. And everyone could die, right? But it's just really well done. So I mean, it's like Until Dawn, right? Made by the same developers and the Dark Pictures games, but it's just on another level of excuse me, the graphical fidelity is just another notch above. All it's all real life, actors and actresses as well. Some quite famous ones, which is quite cool.
David Arquette's one, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
The only one I know.
And the only other one I recognised was from Modern Family, the one of the young girls with the dark hair.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, so I mean, but it's really well done. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it gets very scary at times, which is fantastic. And the story just keeps you kind of guessing up to a point as to what's going on, and it's just really well done, really enjoyable because all the characters are really well fleshed out, and there's quite a few surprises along the way, and it's quite newbie friendly as well, because it's. These are like interactive movies. I mean, there is walking around of your character, but most of it is you're watching, and you got to press, do your QTEs, on time and stuff, and make decisions. But it is a really cool experience that I'm having because there's 4 of us all playing it couch co-op, which just makes it a really good fun time because everyone has their own ideas of what they want their characters to do. Yeah. Instead of me just playing it on my own and making all the decisions, we're sitting on the sofa and we're like, no, why did you make that decision for blah 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 blah, and it just adds an extra element to the game, which I really enjoy, to be fair. So I'd say if you've got people to play it with, even online as well, because you can play it online, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I picked it up on sale as well, I mentioned last week, which is really, really good. So, yeah, it's a really good game. And if you've played Until Dawn or the Dark Pictures games, you really enjoy those sorts of games, and definitely check it out. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in this. I was going to buy it on day one release, but it was quite expensive. It was about $69.99 on the store. I don't know if it was any cheaper on the disc version, but yeah, I think it's about $40 now. I'm still tempted to pick it up, but I've got so much to play at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, the only reason I picked it up, mate, was because it was on sale. It was down to 43 quid, which I still thought was quite pricey, but because I had all my Bing points, I only ended up paying £13 for it, which is bargain, right? So in that aspect, I thought it was worth it. Because I wasn't using my Bing points on anything else. Because I was saving up my Bing points for COD, but at the rate I'm earning them at the moment, I'm gonna end up just getting COD for free anyway. Even now, So, I'm really, really pleased that I picked it up. It's definitely one of my top games of the year, to be honest. It's that good. I've had so much fun with it. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
For money. Hasn't Elliot gone through this about 5 or 6 times?
So Elliot's played through it twice.
Gone through a lot.
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm surprised he's managed to. He went through it twice so quick, because I know you make your choices, but some of the scenes are so long and you can't skip them or anything, and there's no button presses or anything. So it's just like, mate, you've got some patience. You know what I mean?
He probably just plays it and does something else.
Probably, yeah.
Does something else for the longest parts, knows when to come back.
Yeah, maybe. Or plays two games at once, like plays his Switch at the same time or something. Yeah. So it's a really good game. So, I mean, nothing else I can really say on that, really. So, Peebs, back to you, my dude.
It's got an older type game again, but I put quite a lot of time into it. I don't know why. I just fancied playing it. Hitman 3. I think that's on Game Pass now, isn't it?
It is,
Hitman.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you buy like the hub, don't you? And then it's got 3 on it. I think it's got all of them on there, isn't it? And a few other bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found. I mean, as regular listeners will know, I think Hitman 2 was my game of the year when it came out. And we must be talking what 7, 8. Well, yeah, it must be about 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
when Hitman 2 came out, because I would have been in my old house with my Psycho X. So going back a few years now. So, but yeah, and then I bought 3 a little while back, and then it did come out on Game Pass shortly afterwards. So I was a bit annoyed with myself there, but either way, I've just been playing through that again because I got stuck on the Berlin level, which was take out like 11 agents in the Berlin nightclub, which was just becoming too many to take out, quite frustrating. So I gave up on it, but this last couple of weeks I've gone back into it and managed to complete it, and then finished all the other missions off, and then went back and played some of Hitman 2 because you can play some old missions on there as well. So I'm just currently going through some of them missions and completing them. But yeah, I love the Hitman games. Beautiful to look at. I don't know. Have you played the Formula 1 level, Webby?
No, I haven't. So with Hitman 3, just to clarify, you can actually go through and play all the Hitman 1 and 2 levels as well. So there's actually a big game within
a lot there. There's a lot of content there.
They've kind of turned it into a hub, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right.
They give all of the older levels a bit of lick of fresh paint.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they look like they're in the same engine as 3, to be fair. But I've only played Hitman 3 a little bit. I've only done like the first 2 levels, and they just took ages, and then I just kind of fell off it and played other games. But I do think it is a great game, and the graphics are absolutely stunning. And it's like all the other Hitman games, right? It's very open-ended on how you want to achieve your goal. You could poison the dude, just go and shoot the place up, or sneak into an area and take him out silently or something like that. There's so many different ways of doing the mission, and then there's a lot of replayability there as well. So
massive replayability because they give you loads of missions to do, and at the end of every mission, it'll tell you what things you've unlocked, and then there's other things you can replay it again and do it a whole different, kill the target. And there's sometimes up to like 7 or 8 ways you can kill the target, so you can go back in and do it, and it gives you mission objectives. It wants you to kill them a certain way. You get bonus XP for killing them a certain way and stuff. But yeah, I just love it. And going back to the Formula 1 level, I don't think it's a Hitman 3, and I don't think it's a Hitman 2 level, or whether it's a new level completely, but it's like set on a Formula 1 track. You'll have to go back in and play it, Webby, because it's really done really, really well. And they've got all the mechanics and the Formula 1 cars there, and you go around the mechanics, and you have to kill some of the mechanics, and you have to kill a driver, and done really, really well. And the good thing about this, because like on certain games when they're just crowds, like in FIFA, and it's like every fourth person is the same character.
Yeah.
Really well when you go into like the nightclub in Berlin or the fashion show in Paris or like the crowds at the Formula 1, you feel like you actually are in a crowd. It doesn't feel like every fourth character is the same character design. It's done really, really well. And there's just quite a lot of content in there. And now it's on Game Pass, it's a no-brainer for me. And there's just so much content in it. And they update it with every 24 hours. They put a new level in there that you can play. I mean, it's the map of something they've already used, but it's just a different target to take out in a certain way. So there's lots of different ways and replayability. So yeah, I've put a lot of time into that lately.
Excellent. That's good.
Yeah, I really do like that game, and I think the developers for that, aren't they doing the James Bond game?
There's
supposed to be a new James Bond game coming out that they're doing.
Well, if they are, that would be pretty awesome, to be honest.
Well, yeah, if it's done with this graphics anyway.
Yeah. Awesome.
You could see a Bond game, couldn't you?
Oh, definitely, easy peasy, man. Most definitely. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so that game.
What about you then, Darren, mate?
I'm pretty much burnt through them when I spoke last.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. No
14,
problem.
I guess, Final Fantasy. Yeah, everyone wants to hear about that.
Yeah, of course. Man, I'm just trying to think like what obviously I've done my usual Gran Turismo, but I'm not going to say anything more on that. So I'm going to actually just move on to another game that I have.
Yes, I noticed the last 2 episodes I did listen to. It certainly seemed to turn into the Formula One show.
Yeah, I'm trying not to talk about it as much, even though, yeah, I got to talk about that very, very briefly today. But I do want to talk about again a fantastic game that's on PC and it's on Switch and it is rumored to be coming to Xbox, which is the awesome Hypercharge Unboxed. Myself and Marcus, my little boy, are just absolutely loving this game, playing it split screen co-op. So for those of you that missed me talking about it last week, it's basically there's a few modes on there. So the mode that we play is it's like a tower defense first person shooter. So you got you got like your 3 little bases, a bit like Horde mode on Gears, and you have to put your defenses down. And then once you've done that, you click ready, and then you get waves of enemies coming after you. But you're a toy, and you've got toys coming after you. So the way that each level starts is pretty cool. You're a toy, and you break out of your toy box, and then and as you progress through the level, you get these coins. You can use them to put more defenses down or to upgrade your weapons, and it's just really, really cool because it's a little bit like a first-person shooter Toy Story, really, because I've got some really good levels like a bedroom, a back garden, a toy shop, a garage, a loft, all these sort of things. And all the toys are very reminiscent of real-world toys, like you've got the Green Army Man and the robots and like the flying saucers and the little spinners and all these different toys, which you can recognise them from real life. So it just works really, really well because it's just kind of a childish, friendly shooter that we can play together. But also for those of us who are a bit older and grew up with these sort of toys, it's just a really cool way to reminisce a little bit as well. It's just I'm just amazed like something like this hasn't been done before. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's got split screen. For the campaign and the multiplayer. The multiplayer works really well, so you've got team deathmatch as well if you want to do that. Just toy versus toys. But this horde type mode is just really, really cool. And then you need to, and then if you perfect that level, you get stars, and then the more stars you have, more levels you've unlocked. So it's a really, really good game, and I would really like to see this come to Xbox as well. Because I just find it really weird that it's on the Switch of all consoles, but not on the PlayStation or the Xbox. But it is really, really fun. I think a lot of people would have a lot of fun with this in the communities. But yeah, really enjoying this game and wholeheartedly recommend it. It is actually an indie game only made by about 3 or 4 people. So big props to those guys for putting in all the effort, because it actually released on Steam 2 years ago. But within those 2 years, they've added a lot to the game, and now it's only just recently become popular because of all the effort that they've put in and the amount of levels and additions that they've added to the game. So yeah, really, really good. So I just want to give that game a big shout out. So anyone that's got a Switch or PC, pick it up and support the devs. If not, wait for the Xbox and PlayStation version and pick them up on there. Yeah, awesome game. Awesome. Hypercharged Unboxed. Peebs, you go. Go, go,
go. Road 96.
I've been playing this as well.
Yeah, dropped on Game Pass. Didn't really know nothing about it really, but it just looked quite intriguing. It's from made by French developers, I believe, and it's sort of set in a. I think it's sort of. It's supposed to be. It feels like it's America, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be some fictional place, but it's run by a dictatorship, and you're like these runaway kids. And it's quite a political type game, would you say, Webby?
It is very, very, yeah.
Quite a political game, and you sort of the decisions you make, and I've only played the first 3 chapters, and I think there's 6. and you can't explain too much because otherwise you're spoiling it. I mean, I don't know what. Do you want to chip in, maybe? I don't know how to sort of explain.
So the way I would explain it, in a way, is it's a game which is made for multiple playthroughs. So each time you get to the end, you start again as another character, and you meet different people along your journey. So you're hitchhiking your way through the country to get to the border, and you got to cross the border to get out the country. And there's lots of teenagers are trying to get out of the country because it is meant to be an oppressive regime. Kind of, I don't know, maybe reminds me of people trying to escape, I don't know, from Russia or North Korea or something, but it's very, as you say, Americanized in a way. But there's lots of choices along the way, and there's lots of different people you meet, and all these crazy things happen. So it's actually got a really cool story. It's got some randomness to it as well.
Yeah.
And it's just quite. I think it's quite a relaxed game in a way, because you can just kind of just go through, enjoy the story, and some of the choices you make are pretty cool, to be honest. As I say, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but I actually played this game on Steam a good few years ago as well. So I've actually played it quite. Yeah, I've played it quite a bit. And you can't always escape through the border. Like, some stuff happens, and that you might get caught, and then you move on to the next kid. But there's multiple ways to get across the border at the end. Anyway, whenever you meet some of these crazy characters, there's multiple choices of things that can happen, and you could even die. So you need to choose wisely with your conversations and things you do.
Yeah.
And you can also run out of energy as well. So if you're hungry or whatever, and if you run out of energy, that's your trip over as well. So you need to make some good choices along the way. But yeah, I really think it's a good game. It's something that's very, very different. And what I like about it is each character has a different starting point, and then you see them just working their way along the map. You do meet some crazy characters in this, but it's just what makes the game. It's really, really fun. So definitely worth checking out now. And now it's on Game Pass for sure, 100%.
Yeah, something a bit different, isn't it? It's quite unique. It's the way you sort of start again, and it's enjoyable. Like I say, it is quite relaxed. You're not really having to. It's not much action in it. It's not real quick time or anything. But it's quite obviously heavy story driven and decision making. But
definitely.
Really enjoying it. Plan on hopefully finishing it this week.
Awesome. There's quite a lot of different Chivos to get, mate, if you're looking at Chivo Whore in it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems I've had quite a few pops so far, so I'm looking to hopefully 1,000 games for that game.
Awesome.
Next.
Is it me again?
Yeah. Well, if Darren's got some.
No, I haven't thought of anything else since. Really.
Okay, well, we're going to just talk about it very, very briefly then. F1 2022. So, played some F1 2022, doing my Wednesdays with Frosty, doing a race each. And it was pretty much the opposite of what happened the week before. So, I have a little bit of moaning about this game, actually. The AI is too aggressive. So, on my third lap, we're in the race. Bearing in mind we're doing half-length races, so they last quite a while. On my third lap, I was on a straight, and George Russell, typical George Russell in his Mercedes, just smashes me off the road. Just drives up behind me and smashes me off the road. And because I've got damage on, my car is damaged and I can't finish the race, and I'm done. So I then sat and watched Frosty finish the race for the next half an hour. Just sat and watched him. There was quite a few profanities coming down the headset because I was not amused. Because I was literally just going down the straight, and he'd basically just come up behind me and just hadn't moved over anything, just gone straight.
He'd done the turbo turns on you.
Yeah, or like a Wreckfest or something. So I think the game has a few bugs still. with the AI in that regard, because the similar thing happened to Frosty the week before, and he wasn't happy. There's a glitch where no matter what you do, the AI is always faster than you on the straight, and I say that they're too aggressive and they do take you out, and it's like it shouldn't be doing this. So as I say, it's typical EA, just releasing a bit of a broken game, really. But it,
why play not on realism? Why can't you put it on? Is there an option to have damage turned off so that you can at least finish the race if you get?
Yeah, but it just makes it. I mean, we're trying to be as realistic as possible, to be honest.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
I might
that
have
is
to.
realistic, I suppose. Getting shafted every now and again, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see how we go in the next few weeks or so. But if it keeps happening, we'll have to do something about that to turn it off, maybe. But we're still having fun with it, because it's just everything's better in co-op, and the fact that we're doing the races together, the practice, the qualifying, and the race, and if we both finish that would be great. But there's been a few upsets, so yeah, that's about it on that one. Peebs?
Power Wash Simulator.
I've been playing this as well.
This is such a weird game because I see it come up and I thought it's like the lawnmower one because I haven't played the lawnmower one because I thought I don't like cutting my own grass, let alone playing a game flipping cutting it. So I haven't tried that one. But I was intrigued with this one because there's something quite relaxing about jet washing because I have got a jet washer when I do my car sometimes and I do the patio and you do quite enjoy it. So I thought, well, let's just check it out. Again, this is a game that feels like a proper job, and
it does.
So you set off. Yeah, you sort of it's like your own business type thing, and you go around jet washing things, and you're getting paid. I mean, it's quite if they got paid like this in real life, I'd do it as a job because it seems quite highly paid. But I don't know how accurate the wages are. But the gameplay is quite basic. I mean, the graphics aren't the best, but it's still quite something quite addictive about it. And so you start off you can do like a bike and a van. And it's only a van, but it still takes like 20, 25 minutes to do because obviously you start washing and if you miss something, you've got to go around and find the bit you've missed. It's quite good because up in the top left-hand corner, it will tell you there's like a little bar and it goes down with what you've washed. So if there's a little bit left on the bar, you know you've missed something.
Yeah.
And also you get a circle with the percentage cleaned of. But some of the things to clean are huge. Like there's someone's back garden, which is like a shed, a barbecue, patio area, paths, and it took me about an hour. So it does feel it's quite long-winded. And currently I'm doing the raised pool or fountain. It's the big fountain in the park. It comes into the spec because there's a special section to do special jobs, and it is huge.
Yeah.
But I suppose the good thing about it is you can pick it up and start off where you left off, so you can do a little bit, and then obviously it gets quite boring after a while. I think if you just jet washing the same thing over and over again, and just think, well, I've had enough now. So then just come out of the game and then play it again and start off at the point you left off. So it's not like you're halfway through thinking, oh, I've had enough, and then when you go back to play, you have to start all over again. So that's quite good. But yeah, I'm still gonna. I don't know what the longevity is because obviously it gets a bit boring. I think just jet washing all the time, but
so
trying to break it. Lots of different things to wash in there.
So a little tip is if you go into the little shop in the game, you can buy cleaning liquids.
Yeah.
But they only have a certain amount, but they restock every so often. So I bought them all, and I'm currently doing this big play park, and I've literally been on it for this whole week, and I'm still doing it. I think I've been on it for about 2 hours.
Real life.
No, but there's some big areas like wood and plastic and stuff like that, and you get like plastic cleaner, wood cleaner, and all that. So if you actually attach that, it does a massive spray of the cleaner, and it cleans large areas really fast. but it doesn't last that long, so you need to be quite selective on where you use it. But my little boy loves playing this, so sometimes he'll come in the room and be like, "I want to play your power wash simulator game, Dad," and I'm like, "Yeah, all right, well, you can do the chore for me of cleaning this fucking play park," you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been going for ages. But there's something quite addictive about it. Like if you've got OCD, do not play this game because it's like you'll spend ages just getting everything. Absolutely, everything.
Got to do it all.
Yeah, get it perfect. But it's quite relaxing to play if you're also watching something on a tablet or something as well. So, yeah. But again, like Peebs says, I don't know what the longevity on this is going to be. But it's like once I've started a level, I'll keep on going back to it until it's done because I can't leave it unfinished.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, it's just really odd that they would think that this would make a good game, but it does work.
It's like a psychological experiment.
Yeah, if anyone like these are the sort of jobs I would never do in real life, but put it in a game and I'll do it. You know what I mean? It's really odd. I might get a Chivo, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's cool. It's quite enjoyable for one of those odd job type games. Is it my go again, Peebs, or do you want to talk about this some more?
Yeah, it's not too much talk about it. It's just a jet washing game at the end of the day, but there is a little bit to it, isn't it? Like I say, you can buy attachments, buy cleaning products and stuff, and gloves and the outfits. I don't think the outfits can actually do anything, but and I think there is co-op as well. There is co-op.
Yeah, we should do a co-op game on it, Peebs. That'd be amazing fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good, but yeah,
we should try it just to see how it works.
Yeah, definitely. Because obviously there's two of it. Probably do a bit quicker.
Yeah. All right, that's our job for this week.
Yeah.
To do some work on Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah.
Dream team. Okay, so there's another game that released on Game Pass this week, which I've been checking out. I've only done the first 2 chapters. It's called Dusk Falls. So it's a really odd title because I can kind of compare it to the Quarry type games because it has a story and you have the QTEs, the quick time events, and you make decisions, and some of the decisions you make have a heavy impact on what happens throughout the game. But every time you finish a chapter, like there's like it gives you a diagram of like the web of choices, and then it gives you a percentage on how many people in the world have made that choice that you've made.
Like Walking Dead used to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like the Telltale game.
Yeah, very much like the Telltale games, yeah. So there's quite a bit of replayability in this, I think, but it's just the art style took me a while to get used to because it's in like a comic book type art style.
Yeah, animated comic book, isn't it? Interactive animated comic.
Yeah, because there's no mouths moving on the characters or anything like that, and it's all done in like, you know, people aren't moving smoothly. It's like pictures, if that makes sense. But you know, so it took me a while to get into, but I'm actually really enjoying it now. So as I say, I've done the first 2 chapters, and I'm going to start the 3rd chapter. But there was a little bit of a debate about this in the Discord, and I don't know what you guys' feelings on this is. So once you finish chapter 2, a warning comes up on the screen saying you can skip all of chapter 3 because it features a suicide, which is a spoiler anyway. So if you're sensitive flower and don't and don't want to see a character committing suicide in this cartoon game, you can skip this chapter and you'll automatically get the good outcome of the choices. So I was a bit like, what's a bit odd. because obviously a game
usually that kind of thing is marked on a ratings. Like you'll see that on a ratings, like on the back of the game. If people ever look, it'd be like violence, sexual, suicide, and drug use.
Yeah, but when you before you start the game and a warning comes up saying adult themes, you know.
Well, that should be enough then, surely. It's adult themes, and then.
If the game's an 18 rated? It's like, well, obviously it's got to have some adult themes, otherwise it wouldn't be an 18.
But I just thought it was quite an odd design choice to give people that option, if that makes sense, because
yeah, say that about No Russian. That give you the option.
No, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it or anything like that. I'm just kind of trying to debate, the fact it's been put in. I haven't really seen that in many games ever, apart from obviously the Call of Duty No Russian mission. I can't think of any other game that's actually done that.
I mean, it might be the fact that, as well, you never know who's playing your game sometimes, and people have, there must be people in reality who have known people to have done that, and they obviously you play games to sort of escape from reality a bit. You don't necessarily always want to be pulled right back in. So
but
you can see why they're giving you the option, but
if you don't want to see that in a game, do you kind of screen all the movies you're going to watch and TV shows you're going to watch beforehand, to make sure that none of that's in something you're going to watch?
I get what you mean.
This is what I'm trying to see. Like the game's been made to have, and a lot of effort's gone in to make these chapters and all that, and then they're giving people the option to skip it. I mean, I could understand the No Russian one because you're going for a freaking airport just mowing down civilians and it's bloody and gory and all that. But, I've seen loads of TV shows, films, played loads of games where, people commit suicide and stuff. And it just seems we're getting to a weird point in gaming now where you're getting all these choices to just skip whole sections of games. Because someone might be offended by this thing or something, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, I personally just find it a really odd design choice. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your guys' opinions on it is.
Mentally weaker nowadays, I don't know.
Well, I think so, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, but it's like you're skipping like a whole chapter. You're missing like a chapter of a game, so you're not getting as much money's worth, are you?
No, that's it.
Where do you draw the line? Is it you're playing a zombie game? Oh, you might be offended. The zombies might be offended because you're shooting them. Do you want to skip this level type thing? You know what I mean? It's just where do you? Most games involve some sort of shooting and
death of some kind.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. You can kill Nazis. That seems to be the only acceptable thing there. They don't. Nazis had feelings as well. Back in the day, not all of them wanted to fight for the Germans, but were made to. But where do you draw the line? That's all I'll say. But I could say today's era that sort of thing happening. It does happen. Like even with I sat and watched in the week Lawrence of Arabia on Sky, and at the beginning of that it says cultural dictations of this film from the era, and all that sort of warnings on films before they show them.
That's mad, isn't it? It's mad. The state of things we've come to, but but apart from that weird design choice, in my opinion, it is quite enjoyable. I don't think it's a game I would have paid for, though. To be honest, I'm quite glad it's on Game Pass just to enjoy that experience. And because I've been heavily playing the Dark Pictures games and the Quarry, and this is very similar to those type of games. So yeah, it's all right. The only weird thing is because I'm looking at doing it in couch co-op. Unlike the Quarry and the Dark Pictures games where you pass the controller to the next character, to get extra players to play it, they need to download an app on their phone, and then when it's their turn, they use their phone to do the actions of the characters and make the choices, which I think is quite odd. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little game.
They did that with some of the Sony ones, didn't they? Like, didn't Sony do a couple of weird little interactive actual film games? It was literally like choose your own adventure books, but like a film. It just played through.
Hidden Agenda was one of those, and that was absolutely fantastic, to be honest. So, yeah, I know it can work. So yeah, it's a good game, man. What about you, Peebs? Did you say you're done or not?
No, obviously, last time I was on, we talked a bit about the PlayStation having its new Game Pass thing, and me having Web Pass.
Yeah.
So I downloaded games and haven't really played too much. I did start playing Ghosts of Tsushima, however you pronounce it, Tsushima.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. Yeah, so I started playing that and been quite impressed with how that started off. I've only played the first couple of main missions and unlocked the map and stuff, but yeah, it seems pretty good game. So that'll be sort of my main. Well, that and Lego Star Wars. This is the trouble. I've got too much on and the big games, and you just don't. Like I said in the past, I don't like starting new games when I've got other games on the go because you forget all the buttons and stuff, especially when you're not playing a game for so long. That's what happened to me on the Hitman game. I hadn't played it for like 6 months and then went back on it, and it was like getting killed straight away because I'd forgotten all the buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it looks, visually, graphically, it's very impressive, isn't it? The story seems pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be my main game of choice, and it looks like it's quite an in-depth game as well.
It's quite a long game as well, and I would go out on a limb and say it's probably one of the best PlayStation games ever made. It is that good.
It's you both played it.
Impressive. Oh, so PS4 played it, and I couldn't stop playing it.
Yeah, there's the DLC with it, isn't there? But I think that came with the PS5 edition anyway.
It did, yeah. It's so good. Such a great game.
Like Icky Island, it's got co-op as well on it, like 3-player co-op, I believe.
That's so awesome.
Don't mind doing that with you guys at some point if you want.
Yeah, well, we've got the PlayStation Premium for a year, so
yeah,
all is good, man. Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
All right, well, since we're talking about PS5, I've been playing a new game that came out this week on PlayStation called Stray. And it is so good. I'm surprised you haven't played this, have you, Darren?
No. I don't have, obviously, the PlayStation membership thing where it's free. And if I did, I'd get the physical copy, which is due out later the year. But yeah, it looks decent enough for a nice sort of indie title or AA sort of game.
Yeah, so it is really well done. So the cats look just so real, which is quite an astonishing feat, to be quite honest with you. But so basically it starts off quite sad. So you got your little cat mates. So there's 4 cats, and they're all in this kind of place, and they go off on this little walk. And the cat that you're playing as jumps on this pipe and it collapses, so you fall down this big hole, and then you get a little bit injured, and you're on your own, and then you end up in this kind of robot city, and it's quite good actually. So at the beginning you're walking through the robot city, and all the robots are running away from you, like they're really scared of the cat. And it gets to a point where this one robot reaches out to you and goes, "Oh, you're really fluffy," blah 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 blah. And then all the other robots are like, "Oh, it's not one of these things." So basically, there's these creatures. They're like little tick things, and they eat robots. So all the robots are scared of these little robot eating pests. But your mission as the cat is to try and help the robots and escape the city and get out into the world again and maybe find your cat family or whatever. So it's actually a very beautiful game. go to a lot of different areas, like, and it's set in the future where all the humans have died off, and their robots that they made are the only ones left on the planet. So all that's left are the animals and the robots. So it's very I don't know, the whole world is very run down, like nature's kind of taken over in a lot of the areas. But the game in itself is it's basically just a kind of a puzzle platformer, and the areas are very big and very well designed, very beautiful. Like some of the areas you go to, and this has like the neon lights and stuff, and the lights and the reflections look absolutely amazing. But yeah, you eventually you get to a section in this area and you get like a little cat backpack, and there's like a little robot, and it helps you along. So the robot does the talking for the cat. When you're talking to the robots, your little robot talks to the other robots. You know what's going on in the story, if that makes sense, and the cat just kind of just goes along with it, I suppose. So there's
You're on Google Translator,
pretty much, but it's just you got to it's basically just you solve puzzles. You've got to escape these weird tick things every now and again that run after you, and it does get quite, like, some of the puzzles get quite tough. But it's just that sense of wonderment, like you're playing as this little cute cat. You can make it meow whenever you want as well, which is pretty cool. And you're just going around some of these puzzles, and even the robots look pretty cute as well. Which is pretty cool. So it's just a really nice game. I don't actually know how long it is, but I've played it for about 4 hours or so, and I feel like I've done quite a bit and got quite far. But I just love the graphics, and just on the cat and the world itself is just very. You just such stylized. Yeah, because it just looks really cool, man. I'm just loving the little puzzles, and there's not really a lot of what's the word? Apart from the areas where you're getting chased by these weird tick things, like the rest of it is just very chill. You're just wandering around the areas, trying to do your mission per se, talking to the different robots and stuff, and some of the puzzles are quite tough to solve actually, because there's not really any guide on where to go. It just says, you need to go to this building with a blue light, and then you've got to figure out where that building is, and then figuring out how to get in it, as an example. But yeah, it's a very beautiful game, and it just sucks you in, because there's not really any other game like this, to be honest. It's just, really good. And the fact that they've designed, like, the cat looks real, everything about it, everything it does it's insanely realistic. So yeah, it's a really good game, man. Wholeheartedly recommend it, especially if you've got PlayStation Plus Premium. It's free as part of that. I think they are releasing a physical copy of this for the PlayStation as well. You can also pick this up on PC.
Yeah, it's end of September, I think, somewhere around then.
Excellent. So it's definitely been a highlight for me recently, because it's just, as I say, it's so different to any other game I've played. Yeah, it's just, I love it. And then, I don't know if this is a Sony studio though, because it's out on PC, but it's just Sony do seem to get.
I think it was just one they supported.
Right, so it's. I mean, and this is one of the reasons why I have a. Well, I could have got it on PC, to be honest, but if you don't have a PC, it's one of the reasons to have a PlayStation. They do get these quirky, awesome games as exclusives, right? So, Peebs, you've got to give it a download, mate. It's fucking brilliant.
I'll check it out.
Cool. Peebs, have you played anything else?
No, not really. I mean, I downloaded a couple more games on the PlayStation, but I've not really had a go on them yet. I don't know why, but I downloaded bloody the Far Cry Blood Dragon again. I don't know why, because it's an old game.
Old school.
Yeah. and I did complete it and full game score it on Xbox when it came out. But I see it on the PlayStation Plus thing, and I thought, you know what, I fancy it for some reason. I don't know why. I did like the art style, the music, because obviously it was all set in the 80s and it was all based off like all the old classic 80s films. But going back to it, I must admit I was a little bit, yes. I mean, I know it was set in the 80s, but it just felt a bit dated. And I thought, I started playing it and played a couple of levels and then thought, I don't know if I'll go back to it now. But and then the same with Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, wow. Old school.
I remember playing that back on the I remember playing back on the PlayStation 1, was it? And it being, I never completed it because I just remember it being mega hard. And actually, when I downloaded it on the PlayStation Plus because I actually thought it was like a remastered type version, but it wasn't. It was the original game, so it was like the old graphics and stuff. And I just thought, oh, you know what? No, I remember it being too hard the last time I played it, so I just deleted it off. But it was good just to see it start up and listen to the music and stuff because it was a great game back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's it really.
Okay, well, I've not really played much else, to be honest. So the only other game I've not talked about very briefly is the Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 5.
All right. You have to pay for this, don't you? It's not part of the Game Pass.
No, but I didn't have to pay for it because I got the Forza Ultimate Edition. So it just was part of that. And so if you've got Game Pass, you could have just upgraded to the Ultimate Edition of Forza for like 20 quid or whatever. So I just did that when it came out.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, but this Hot Wheels expansion is so good. I don't know if you played the Hot Wheels expansion on one of the previous Forzas.
Yeah, I think I did the last one.
This is just a whole new massive area in the sky, so above Mexico, and it's set over multiple islands, and the orange track connects all the islands together. But each island has different weather, so you've got like a frozen one, like a summer one, and stuff like that. And it's it's just really cool. It's got loads of loop-de-loops and just crazy fast sections of track. So it's just really nice to have some new kind of objectives doing Forza Horizon 5, to be honest with you. It has loads of new cars. And I've been playing it quite a little bit, and it's just nice because remember like when you play like the main missions of Forza and you're racing like planes and shit like that. It has some similar aspects in this as well. So I'm really enjoying it. I don't actually know how much the expansion is because I didn't buy it. It's just part of my ultimate version of Forza. But if you're into Forza Horizon 5, it's definitely worth checking out. The only thing I'd find a bit odd with it though is you have to work your way up the licenses for your car. So when you start off, you can only drive B rank cars, and then you have to like own your licenses to like A and S and all that, like going up like S1, S2, and all that. So that's kind of how it goes. So just to let you know in that aspect, but you do get given some cars as you're playing it anyway. But yeah, I think it's a really cool expansion. I do love these expansions. They normally do really good expansions for the Forzas because on the last one you had the Lego Forza add-on, and that was fucking awesome. And as I said, there has been a Hot Wheels one in the past. I think it was the Forza before the last one, memory serves, and I remember that being really, really good. So, yeah, I mean, nothing else to say. It's Forza, you know what I mean? But they always do a really good job with these with these add-ons. So, definitely worth checking out. You got your XP boards to earn again. You got to drive on every single road, so there's plenty more Chivos to get as well. So, for the Chivo hunters out there, it's worth doing. That's about it, really.
Well, I think they're normally about £10 or £15 for these add-ons, so I'll have a look. I must admit, I wasn't overly bothered about the Hot Wheels on the last one. I find it a bit more, I don't know, just feel it's not as realistic because you're driving around on them silly orange tracks and you fall off them. I just found it a bit frustrating. That's my own opinion. But
that's fair enough.
But no doubt that it's the Forza Horizons. They look beautiful and the graphics are really, really well done. So they do it well. Just not my type. So, but I did. I forgot about another game thing I didn't mention that you might be interested in. The Capcom arcade thing too, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. How much was that?
Well, you can download the hub for the arcade for free.
This is Arcade Stadium 2, isn't it?
Yes, and you get one game for free with it. What's the bloody game called? Let me just load it up. I can't bloody remember. Because you can buy all games. The pack is, I think, it's $32.99 for the if you want all the games, or you can buy the games individually. I think they're £3.29 each. So it's the same premise as the arcade Stadium 1.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much exactly the same, but obviously different games. But like we said in the week, didn't we, Webby? We don't know why they couldn't have integrated this in with just the arcade stadium.
Yeah, I know.
Added new games. I don't know why they've done it separately.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah.
But again, I downloaded it and I spent about an hour just looking around at the games and it's you can do the time challenges. It's got leaderboards and stuff. I mean, I did unlock 200 game score on it, and that's just download the free game.
Oh, nice.
But obviously, it's old school games, and I must admit, I'm not as clued up as yourselves and Darren and Stunty and Alex and the like, who've been a bit more into their retro stuff. But I don't really recognise any of the games apart from the Street Fighters.
Okay, yeah.
On these new ones that are just all launched this week.
Yes, on the new ones. So
there's some fantastic ones there for that. Yeah, for the prices they are.
I must admit, looking through them, I like the look of them. They do look a bit better than the first arcade. The graphics are a bit better. I mean,
got Knights of the Rounds in there.
Knights of the Rounds
fantastic,
on it.
Yeah, Knights of the Rounds in there.
Oh, it's a great game. Can you play any of these online, or is it all just couch?
No, I'm not sure. Three Wonders is in there as well, which is another great game.
Well, the free game you get is called Sun, which I haven't really heard of.
Yeah, I think that's a shooter. I think. I can't remember. I'm not a fan of that one.
Side-scrolling, you're on these different levels that you can jump up and down on, and you get these things come at you. It's pretty basic, so that's your free game, but you can unlock a few achievements playing that game. But then, you've got Savage Bees, Speedrunner, Hyperdyne Sidearms. You got Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter on here.
Wow, old school.
1943, obviously I've heard of. Last Duel, Rally 2011, Leadstorm. So you have the Magic Sword, Three Wonders, the Three King of Dragons, Block, Knights of the Round, Saturday Night Slam Masters, which actually intrigues me because it's like a wrestling game.
Okay.
But I don't really remember it. I mean, if you're into your arcade and old retro stuff, it's quite intriguing, I guess. I think I will. I probably won't purchase what my plan was. I downloaded the main hub thing, and obviously it's $32.99 for all the games. Like I say, you can buy them individually. But what I'm thinking, give it 6 months a year, whether they'll put the pack in a sale at some point.
Maybe.
And I might just wait and just keep the main game downloaded, keep the hub downloaded, and then just keep an eye on it. And hopefully they might give the main pack a bit of a sale at some point. Then I'll probably drop the cash on it.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, Mega Man's on there. Street Fighter Alpha 2. So there's quite a few games on there.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot about that, so I thought I'd give that a quick mention just for people who are into their retro stuff. But yeah, like I said, I don't know why they couldn't just amalgamate this into the other one.
Yeah.
It seems a bit odd, but hey ho.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks good, mate. Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. Well, there's not been a lot of news this week. I've not written any news down at all, so I don't think there's been anything, has there? You guys think of any?
There must have been like rumours here and there. I think there's been stuff shown off. I just haven't really seen a lot. Didn't some like Last of Us remake footage leak, and then like a couple of hours later they put out proper footage to sort of counterbalance the leak or something? People are upset as per usual.
Well, it's not actually. It's just an up-res. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking through the news section again, and there's literally been a dead week, really.
About the FIFA news, which depends on how you look at it. Well, they did the stats for the latest FIFA, because obviously the new one's coming out soon, and they did the stats and said only because the last couple of FIFAs they have sort of added in the women's football. You can only play like international women's games, and there was an achievement for playing a woman's game, which I think is an incentive to try and get people to play it. But they did the calculate. Apparently, the developers said that over the year, only 4% of people have played a woman's game on FIFA.
So they're not even doing it for Achievo. Wow.
No, so they're not even doing it for the achievement. So out of all the FIFA players, only 4% have actually played a woman's game, and yet for the next FIFA, they're putting in the women's league. Obviously, because at the minute there seems to be the new thing is push women's football down everyone's throats and treating it the same as men's football, which is still a long way off. Because I think is it in America now or no? One of the leagues have actually, was it the Dutch league? I think they're paying the same wages as the men's teams to make it more equal. Although they don't get the crowds, they don't get the sponsorships, but...
Where's the money coming from, then?
I have no idea.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's like at the minute on the TV that, everything's women's football. And I must admit, I've been watching some games, but that's only because I've been starved so much of proper men's football, because obviously the season didn't start yet, so there's no other football to watch. Apart from the odd pre-season friendlies here and there, but
yeah,
it just seems to be the agenda at the minute around the women's football. Because it's like I follow all these football things on Facebook, and it was one of these footballers. Oh, she's gonna catch Wayne Rooney up at scoring the most goals in a tournament. And I'm thinking, hang about, this is they're talking about it as if it's exactly the same as the men's football. When it's clearly not, but that just seems to be the agenda at the minute. But that's my rant over.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I don't watch football, so I can't really make a comment on that, to be honest with you, mate. But
it sounds a bit sexist, but it's not, because I am all for it. But I just don't think it. They're trying to treat it the same, and it's not. That's my only gripe.
Fair enough, mate. I don't think we've even had any questions. It's been a bit of a dead week this week, to be fair.
Sorry, Webby. Just while I was talking about football, I've set up the 360 Gamer Cast Premier League.
Yes.
On the it's on the official. I know there's loads of different apps because I've used the Sky ones before, but we've gone with the official Premier League app, Fantasy Football. I think we've got about 9 teams in there in a minute. But it's open. I've put the link in the Discord and on the Facebook page. So if you're interested, just put a team in. It's only for fun, or unless Webby wants to throw in a little prize for the winner or something. If you've got a code hanging around,
I could arrange something. I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously it won't be until next summer when the season ends, so it's quite a long-winded thing. But it's just good fun and have a laugh. And yeah, just go on the app and put the code in. I know Sly's been having issues; he wants to join, but I think it's UK only.
Well, he could use a VPN just to sign up, couldn't he?
He could do, but I don't know things. I don't know how to do that sort of thing. So if he does, he's welcome to do it. But
okay.
I just thought I'd mention it because we did have quite a few members, and obviously it's dried off a bit now. But like I say, there's nine teams in there. It'd be nice to get at least like 15, if it could. 15, 20 would be a good number.
Yeah, I think so. Could do a prize of like a game, maybe a copy of FIFA.
Yeah, that'd be good. play women's football to their heart's content.
That's it, mate. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, as I say, because it's the middle of summer. It's been a really hot week. Not really a lot been going on, to be honest. So I think that's probably about it because we've had no questions. To be fair, I didn't ask for any. So I forgot. Yeah, just but again, it's been a really hot day again today. So it's kind of been melting away in the background. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird here because it's not like blue sky sunshine, and it's sometimes quite overcast, but it's still so muggy and hot. It's just
humidity. Yeah.
I mean, I do like the nice weather normally, but even now I'm getting a bit pissed off of it. You're thinking, but you shouldn't wish the summer away, really, because in a couple of months' time we'll all be moaning it's too cold.
Yeah.
You can't win, can you? That's British problems, isn't it? We're always moaning about the weather.
Yeah, but at least in the winter it's perfect gaming weather, so
yeah,
that's what I look forward to.
Just gaming all day when it's raining outside, do you?
No, that's it. Oh, and dudes, well, I think that's probably about it then. We've had no questions. People on Twitch have dropped off anyway. I think they're even too hot.
One of the shortest episodes ever.
An hour and a half isn't too bad, though, to be fair.
Considering
it gives you time to jump on Call of Duty with Colin, mate.
Yeah, I was just thinking that,
Because I actually did have a game of Warzone with him earlier today, actually. Well, 3 games.
Did you?
Got pwned every time. But it was good fun. Cool. All right, dudes, well, I'm going to drop off.
Yeah.
And it's been emotional. As I've just been really hot. I've not really been. I don't know. So played a lot of games. But just been like, just hot, just chill.
Yeah, it's quite sort of gets you down a little bit. It just kind of fatigues you a bit as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, big time. Yeah. So, but Alex has actually texted me while we were podcasting. He said he forgot and he's out. So hopefully he'll make it next week. So yeah. Cool, dudes. Well, enjoy your week. I might go and watch an episode of The Boys before I go to bed because I just started the new season of that. So all good times. All right, dudes. Well, I'm going to go. It's been emotional. So for me, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson, ID, Steam ID, Webby, 360G.
Resident Chivo Hall, Mr. Peebs.
And Sensei Switch.
So thank you very much. Don't forget, if you want to join the Patreon, the website is patreon.com/360gamercast. For all your social media links, just go over to the website, 360gamercast.com. And if you want to listen live every Sunday, we are here, twitch.tv/Webby360G. So from all of us here, it's been emotional. Hopefully see you next week. Goodbye.